Hello and welcome. So this is not some weird ambiance I'm rocking because I want to. We are out of power here. We are scheduled to come back online here within, I think, an hour and a half or so, which will make it a full 40 hours that we've been out of power. So yeah, everything's been a bit delayed. No recording yesterday. And here we go. We've got the first cards flipping out. I hope that you'll be able to see it. The card on the bottom of the deck is Magic number 31. And I thought there were more, but it looks like we've got Solar Plexus number 3 is the one that fell out. So there's some magic coming through your creative center, more confidence in your magic. I'm going to go ahead and peel that 31 off the bottom, revealing delight on the bottom. Okay, let's get just a couple more. Okay, the change in the Merkaba, a shift in your auric field, your creative essence, and the use of your creative capacity is awakening you to your sense of magic. This gives a little bit of a manifestation vibe, but a change in your presence. This could be shifts in the way that you present yourself, such as your inner ideals and identity, or even your reflected persona, so to speak, like the way that you shift your appearance or something like that, or maybe a different role that you're playing. Yes, that feels good. So looking to have a different role or different way to allow yourself to express this magical capacity that you have at your core, to be able to put that fully into something, to be able to express that and utilize that. And so I don't know if you're getting a new position at your work or something like that. This could just be you moving into some new groups, new gatherings. I think that's it. One card here, two cards. Crown chakra and romantic love. So opening your mind to perhaps new romantic love interests. Yes, changing your mind about how something reflects through you, if you get my drift. It's not like on the appearance level of needing something to make you look good, but it's something that comes into your life and either opens you up or makes you feel suppressed and limited in some type of a way. So where we've been talking about this just a little bit, where something might resonate more with the wounded persona, our doubts and our limiting beliefs, whether that's about our finance, our love life, or the roles that we play in this world at large. There are those situations, circumstances, people, place, thing, that will leave us feeling like we're not enough, and that whatever our capacity is doesn't have the ability to make a positive impact. But I'm seeing here that you are looking within yourself, opening your mind to ways that you are already evidence that you are positively, creatively, magically impacting the world around you. And so with that evidence appearing in your life, you're able to shift your ideas about something. Some type of limiting belief pattern is shifting here, particularly related to partnership, to the types of relationships that you've attracted in the past. And for many, especially those that go round and round in these old recurring, I just saw 444 on the timer there, the ideas where whether in your circumstance you go round and round with one person, back and forth, nothing changes, but you're not sure that you want to go out in the dating market again, or, this job, it's very secure, it pays the bills, but you hate the idea of putting out your resumes. You hate the idea of feeling like maybe you need to get another skill set at this point in your life to jump into something unprecedented. But I think that your ideas about that are shifting and changing. Like, I always tell people that say, well, I don't have the skills that I need in order to be competitive in the workplace. All these younger generations, so to speak. I mean, you might be the younger generation, or maybe all of these experienced older generation. Look at it however you choose. These people will say, well, these people have something I don't have. But it's not about what you don't have. It's not about comparing ourselves to people who are different than us. It's about cluing in to what we provide and into, oh, I'm having the strangest feeling of deja vu, like I've absolutely already done this before. Like even with the power out in this exact saying, I do believe as this little interjection that we do dream the future before it happens. But I don't believe I've been out here without the power on before, but maybe I have. But yeah, there's something here about being able to become aware of what we provide, where our skill set lies, and to then be able to have the confidence in the capacities that we do have. That's where our magic lies. That's how we can positively impact situations. So let's say you don't have the college degree and you don't have the experience in this new venture, but maybe you can build upon, I have very great communication skills. I have great interpersonal relationship skills. I am a very compassionate and compelling individual. I have a great ability to research and to organize things that are put in front of me. I can take any type of disorder and I can seek for the patterns therein and I can place them into their context. And in so doing, things start to find their natural trajectory. And so, somebody who can come in and put things into order, somebody who can come in and what's the word, just to fit in sort of with the individuals there, somebody who can create leadership, somebody who can create um, community. There are all types of things that employers are looking for beyond the basic brass tacks. And so there's also the element of, if you are a homemaker for 30 years, you're not going to go out and necessarily apply to be somebody's lawyer or medical surgeon, right? Obviously. And in the same token, there are um, there are so many jobs that are available and relationships that are available that don't make us play small, but work on what we do have and what we are seeking. So yeah, I think that tangent is enough. I think that you know where I'm going with that. Underneath here we have Earth, and there's something kind of coming in with that lawyer analogy or the medical surgeon. So let's say that you have all these great skills and you do want to go to school or whatever it takes to get more experience. Well, in the meantime, some things that you could do is maybe look at what you would need to be a paralegal, somebody who serves the lawyer team. And in that capacity, you would learn so much of the ins and outs of the so-called game, or a medical transcriptionist, or like a family counselor. You would need all the psychology or whatever training. In the meantime, there are those group processes where oftentimes there will be a trained leader of that group, but then there are other mediators, moderators, that's the word, that help. Like, for instance, early on in my time, I was volunteering at a place that is well known here locally, and it's a place where children who have been dealing with grief, either a loved one, somebody important in their life, or so on, those children come to this place and their families can come with them. So then these skilled therapists are working with the adults, giving them the skills that they need to help their children. And this is all a free service. And then the children are placed under the direction of the skilled people, right? But often the children are with the moderators, because it's not about therapy for the littles. It's more about personal self-expression and giving them the tools or the resources, such as crayons and paper and a little bit of dialogue to talk about, draw a picture of something, or let's talk about feelings that can be multiple feelings coexisting. I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent there, but there are things that we can do without the experience or the study until we get there. We can take a taste of something before we buy it. So, I'm just kind of getting a little with the romance thing. Just a cautionary feeling of, tasting something before you buy it. Milk and cow type thing. I don't know. That might be somebody's thing, but make sure that you have the confidence and the feeling of deserving what you deserve, truly, honestly. And so if there are, I don't know, I don't want to give too much advice, but as far as you can get a taste of liberation and go out and flirt with many individuals if you want to kind of see what's out there. But, jumping in with one or several individuals on the deeper sexual end of things can come back to bite some individuals. There are parenthood concerns, there are transmitted demons or other medical conditions that can come through those types of things with or without any type of protection. So, it's definitely telling us to utilize our ability to check the climate of a situation before we give somebody the title even. All right, here's one falling on the ground from this new deck, Contact. I don't know if anybody knows this one. There's this old show that used to be on, and they had this theme song. It was 3, 2, 1, Contact. And there's this jingle. It's something like Contact. Something like It's the Moment. I cannot remember it. But it's kind of, the jingle is going in my head. It's like da 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 da. Anyways, might be a message for somebody. Interesting. Check what pops out now. Sexuality. So connecting with individuals on this level. So there might be this. Okay. There might be an opportunity expanding, attention or influence being gathered where you've caught somebody's attention or someone has caught you, and you're having this resurgence of possibility and creativity and confidence, a return of your mojo, so to speak, tapping into that magical capacity. And whether this is something that you are, everybody's going to be on a different timeline. And again, take this as you need to, but there may be something, whether it's related to gathering these new groups or just getting ourselves back together again, so to speak, that is creating a real world opportunity to connect with other individuals that are seeking what we're seeking. It's like we're seeking our blessings, and our blessings are seeking us in return. And so there's this idea that this resurgence of energy is making something possible. And what I was first getting as I was working through those is that also there's the potential for somebody to have a very spiritual, telepathic, even magical magical relationship, like something that's happening on the telepathic levels. Maybe you are dreaming about something before it happens, dreaming about individuals. Rejuvenation, yeah, there's a resurgence of something. Something's being healed, repaired. Our energy mojo is coming back to us. Our literal physical appeal is being it's being uplifted and brought forward. There's a shift in our mindset where, when somebody doesn't feel good about themselves, they may connect eyes with somebody, but it'll be more like, and look down. But when somebody's feeling confident, they're kind of like, hey, what's up, And then this is, then that invitation for the next person to be like, oh, like something that hits me as an intuitive individual is I can tell the difference between somebody who is just looking and just friendly and like, hey, how's it going? To somebody who's looking, and somebody who might be in a relationship, committed, but they're still aware and attracted to me as well. I can sense these differences. And the more that I investigate and take in the clues from my environment, the faster and easier it is for me to decipher and discern which things are the things that I would choose. Like, I'm not going to go and encourage an attraction with somebody who's committed elsewhere. I'm sorry, I'm just not that person. If you are, that's for you to pick apart. But for me, I want somebody who is available for myself and somebody who is willing to connect with me fully, deeply, and loyally and exclusively, right? So we choose our real world opportunities based upon the energies that we're feeling. And then because we've been able to kind of taste test, if you will, these various influences that we can feel from the auras of others, the more instinctual and intuitive we are about those contacts, and whether that door is open, shut, or whether they're climbing out the side window on a partnership, becomes more and more easily discernible. And then we can just kind of use that to determine our next steps. And I'm also sensing too that when you gain that confidence, when you understand what you offer, where you're at, what you deserve, what you desire, and then looking around, this can also bring you into the idea, like if you hadn't been feeling yourself, or like you're like, oh, I gained 5 pounds, nobody will want me now, alas, it's a wash, I'm gonna have to be an old maid or whatever. I'm being dramatic and silly, but it's not about 5 pounds. When you lift your head and start looking around, those individuals are not looking, well, I mean, maybe some of them are. There are plenty of individuals who prefer somebody with an extra little bit on their bones. Or, for those who can't gain weight, there are plenty of individuals who prefer that. There are always those blessings looking to complete what we offer. And it's not about changing anything about ourselves except our mindset of abundance and our mindset of I deserve and there is plenty for me. It's not scarcity mentality. We have plenty of individuals out there that are shifting. Maybe all the good ones did get married early, but plenty of those individuals are recognizing that that situation didn't work out. There are many individuals later in life that have either had a death of a spouse or a divorce or separation and so on. Many individuals working through their karma all through their life then come into connection with other individuals for different reasons. So it's never too late to start afresh, but sensing that there are those that will love you just as you are, and removing any limiting belief structures from the idea that you'd be better some other way will help you to rejuvenate that sense of yourself, that sense of beauty and confidence in your mojo and your magic and the way that you are influencing others, your attractability, whatever that might mean, and the way that like other employers are also looking for individuals that have something that you have. And so there's definitely the idea here that we need to take ourselves much more seriously in some ways and less seriously in others. I like saying that one because it's like it's always a mixture. So let's get a couple from the Akashic Tarot, one of my newer favorite decks. It's not your typical tarot. I'm not your Rider-Waite type girl, that's for sure. Yeah, so let's see. What are the influences coming into this new phase for the viewer? Gaining that confidence, recognizing what we're bringing to the table, and ready, willing, and able to come out and put those resumes in, to put those feelers out for a new romantic partnership, whatever it is for you. First one coming out is Two Worlds. Interesting. I wish you could see this. It's Two of Scrolls, which is the swords, and Two of Scrolls talks about many things. There's a lady here kind of looking over her shoulder. She's got a lot of abundance in her home. She's not quite looking out the window here, but there's a low fire in the hearth, and she's just kind of looking over her resources, I want to say, maybe her resume, maybe what she offers to other individuals, maybe cleaning up her home and getting some new feng shui going where the energy can be liberated and move around, especially if any change of circumstance or individuals in the home come and going. It's important to clean up the cobwebs in those dark corners, because I sense that she's coming out of one state and moving into the next, really looking over everything that she has on offer. But with that window in the background, it's like getting everything in order also needs us to get out into the world and to bring more creative energy, more magical capacity back into our world. Interesting. So underneath here, maybe you can see this one a little bit better. He's a little bit brighter. Somebody who's working into the late hours here on sculptures, artistry. It's called Increscent Moon. Six of Keys is the Pentacles Earth suit. But here we have a gentleman with an open window. And here we have the feminine with the open window. And the first idea here is that something related to the moon cycles, and it may be the upcoming full moon, wherever that hits at the time of you watching this. It's like these two individuals are both going through a transition, both perhaps withdrawn into their own little world here. And I sense that this feminine is most likely representing more of the viewers, because traditionally there's more females but viewing. But anyways, there can be masculine, feminine, both. And you might even, not be looking for a partnership that's different sexes, whatever. It's general, take it as you will. But these people are manifesting each other, and this can even be friendship or so on, but there are two individuals getting themselves together, and there's something about creating contact where there is this upsurge, a reclamation, a rejuvenation of one's creative capacity to feel in their mojo, to feel attractive. And I'm kind of sensing that the sculptures here are of this woman who doesn't know her value, that somebody idealizes this feminine. Again, all of these can be switched and changed. Someone is idealizing perhaps the viewer here in their quiet hours, staying up late nights, just um, thinking of ways to either come into contact or to broach the subject. And it may be something out of that they're afraid might be out of line, like maybe some type of connection that has to do with a professional basis, like maybe people that either work together, or let's say one or the other of you knows that other individual because they patron their workplace, and this individual isn't necessarily going to hit on their customer, and this person isn't going to hit on like the cashier or the person at the shop or whatever it might be, and so let's see if there's anything else popping out here. We're gonna see. I feel like with that Earth card, things are in transition because of the envisioning, because of the manifestation here, because of the shift of awareness and creative magical capacity here. With this upsurge, things are in transition into reality with that Earth card. Earth is talking about things gaining momentum to come into being. Do I need a different deck? We've got now the King of Scrolls. And it looks like he's outside of a gated area here, or maybe he's right inside the gated area. On the bench, he's got a lot of scrolls. In his hands, he's got a lot of scrolls. To me, this is an individual perhaps more related to business, and I don't know if they're going through receipts, ledgers, or writing up their resume, writing messages that haven't yet been sent, or maybe just putting out multiple resumes. Maybe somebody here is on a dating app or something. There's this, I don't know here what this king might be trying to tell us, but he's mastering his mental capacity. He's shifting his mindset and broadening his horizons. Perhaps he's been in this sheltered area inside this gate, and he's contemplating moving beyond the gated area out into a new adventure. And here we have the Akashic field. One of forces is the wand suit. And to me, that's like the northern lights in this darkness. It even seems to move. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of cool to me. But this is like the great unknown. What is beyond that garden gate? What's beyond that window for that feminine? And it's like they're connected in and across this Akashic field. So if somebody in particular is coming to mind right now for you, I sense that this is a very real telepathic connection here. So here we have the Buddha prepares. Is that the 13 integration number, the death and rebirth number? The Buddha is being prepared, and I often tell you guys that all of these individuals in the back are all astrally connected to one another. So you can you can project yourself into your future selves. You can ask for your guidance. You can connect with individuals to help and pray for a positive interaction or positive connection. If you feel telepathically connected, you can ask your higher self and their higher self to negotiate and decide whether a meeting at this time or soon would be in your best interest, and ask that you're both prepared for what comes next. And I sense that somebody here, even if you're not completely aware of this, I just saw 2929, which is 1111 on the timer. We are being prepared for the next phase, and we're preparing our space. We're preparing our resume, our idea of self. We're really maybe even going through our wardrobe and and really thinking of what defines us and what no longer suits us, getting simple and paring down all of the extraneous distractions and getting really focused and simple on what it is that we would wish for coming into this next phase. And karmic trench, 4 of scrolls on the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of intellectual energy here in working through whatever types of old karma, old senses are coming up for clearing. Looks like we're at the end of the recording here. Let me get a couple of oracle cards here to help give us a little extra advice and guidance. Okay, says things are not as they appear. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. Brain freeze, the universe. So yeah, if you're open, loving, honest, caring, and kind to individuals on a platonic level, they know that you have a big heart, right? And so people value you and your openness. Love doesn't have to mean near. It's that telepathic bond that supersedes time and space. There's some type of soulmate reunion happening here, even if you've never met in the physical. Some people also are better loved at a distance, for a while anyways, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally ho, the universe. So you may love somebody also that isn't in your best interest, and you may be preparing to leave an individual behind because it just doesn't work. It might work on paper, but then at the end of the day, if you're unfulfilled, if you are in conflict or drama or feeling less than you deserve all the time, it's time to shift your perspective, to dwell on what you do love and what you do have to offer. Asking somebody to change is like pruning a tree. Neither will ever be the same again. Scarier still is that you can't quite know in what new directions they'll grow. I wouldn't change a leaf on you, the universe. So yeah, it's not about changing another individual because that's unsustainable. They are who they are and you are who you are. So we have this was on the deck before I started shuffling. I shuffled good and it's still there. You glow, we beam. It's time for that glow up energy. And on the other side, everybody is actually always reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize chances of a full-blown 60s style psychedelic love fest, which is always a good thing. Groovy you, the universe. So there's definitely something about liberating those energies of attraction here for self, for other, and for the bigger magical love fest that's coming your way. And whatever point, it could be a business that celebrates you and honors you and is like, wow, we've been waiting for somebody that has what you've had for so long. Can't wait to get you on board. Maybe this is going to require a move, one person or another person, because there's this aspect of a little bit of distance, but you'll know that for your situation. But definitely keep preparing yourself, getting yourselves back into your magical, confident glow, and then, getting back out there and believing that it's also seeking you. Lift your head up, look around, make some contact, smile at some strangers just out of curiosity and friendliness. And you will find that the universe is like, oh, this person is opening their heart. They're opening and ready to receive everything that we would be willing to offer. And so here it comes. So stay open and love you so much. Thank you so much for being on board for all of this. And don't forget to hit some of those buttons to help us grow the channel and get those messages out to those who need it. So if this is where we part, go ahead, check out some of the other messages if you're drawn. And otherwise, until next time, folks.